Hey guys, what's up? My name's Udoka, and today I'm going to be taking you through how I can revise for up to 8 hours a day and some tips that have helped me. Maybe you can incorporate this into your own study sessions and make it easier for you to revise for longer periods of time. Before I start, I want to say that I revise for 2 4-hour sessions in a day. So the first being from 9 till 1 p.m. and the next being from 3 till 7 p.m. I revise in 4-hour blocks with no breaks because if I take a break, it just gives me an opportunity to make that break last longer, which is why I'm not a big fan of the Pomodoro method or revising in half-an-hour blocks, because every time you do take that 5-minute break, it gives you an opportunity to scroll on TikTok or scroll on social media for more than 5 minutes, which you will inevitably end up doing. So if I revise for 4 hours, I don't see my phone, then I'm less likely to be distracted. Before I start this video, I want to say that I'm not some sort of study genius or productivity guru. These are just some tips that have helped me out. Maybe these tips could help you out. In this video, I want to be going through 6 different tips that have helped me. Tip number 1, prepare the night before. What I mean by this is make your to-do list or make your calendar or whatever else you want to track what you're doing throughout that day, either the night before or well before your study session. So usually before I go to bed, I use my whiteboard to write down anything that I need to do that day. And then throughout that day, I can check off what I've done, and it kind of gives you a bit of a mini boost of confidence. It's really baffling because there's so many people who I know who just jump into a study session or jump into doing homework without having a to-do list, without having any clear idea of what they're doing. If you have a rough idea of how long things are going to take, and if you have a rough idea of what you need to do, it makes it so much easier to finish your task. It's like going out for a run and not knowing if you're going to stop in 5 kilometers or 2 kilometers. Now, the second tip I have for you is eliminate any distractions and opportunities for distractions. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean, put your phone away, please, because your phone will be the biggest distraction you have. I can't tell you how many times in the past I've started a study session, got a notification or taken a break, looked at my phone and ended up scrolling for hours on end. It's crazy. So please do yourself a favor, just put your phone away, put it in another room. What I do is I like to put my phone in the kitchen. Another thing is closing your door or letting your family members know that you are studying, because hopefully they will be considerate and not distract you while you're studying. Also, before your study session, please make sure to prepare everything possible. So what I like to do before my first 4-hour session is I like to bring a snack with me. This will usually be some fruit or something, and then bring a cup of tea, water or coffee. By having that snack, it leads me into my third point, which is reward yourself. For me, what I do is once I bring that snack upstairs, I will not allow myself to have it for about an hour and a half. I also make sure to go to the toilet before any of my study sessions, so that by doing these things and rewarding yourself, it can make studying a lot more fun and a lot more entertaining for you. So these are some of the methods that have worked for me, but you can also use other methods. I know people who put like gummy bears and sweets after each page they summarize or something like that, or after 10 flashcards they do. So figure out what works for you. Now, tip number 4 is start off with harder tasks. So for me, this will be like maths and English, because those tasks require much more focus for me. And finish off with your kind of easier tasks. So I'll finish off with maybe some sciences or product design, where I'm maybe drawing something or designing something where I can put on a little bit of music and still be focused and still producing good work. Now, segueing into music I don't really fully recommend, even though I just said I do use it. I only use it for kind of creative tasks because you can have it on in the background. But when I do listen to music, it won't be anything like with lyrics in it. It will usually just be something from a Study With Me playlist or a lo-fi beat playlist. And this will be on Spotify. Do not, I repeat, do not get your music playlist off YouTube. Because if you get it off YouTube, you're much more likely to see a video that has just been released by one of your favorite YouTubers and just click on it and spend a couple minutes watching it, and then you'll just be all out of focus and it'll be much harder to get back into that state of mind where you are focused. So if you don't have access to Spotify or SoundCloud or Deezer or Tidal, for whatever reason, you can go ahead and just make a separate YouTube account. This is really easy by just setting up another email. I've done this. I have a school email which I just use for school stuff. If for whatever reason I do have to watch a YouTube video while I'm studying, say a teacher said it, or I just don't have access to Spotify, for whatever reason, you can just go on that account where you're not really watching anything like from your favorite YouTubers, and then just put on a lo-fi beat playlist and you're less likely to be distracted. Tip number 5 is be consistent. Just try to be as consistent as possible. It's like brushing your teeth. You know that you brush your teeth every morning when you wake up and just before you go to bed, and your body's used to that. So for me, like I said, I revise from 9 till 1 and then 3 till 7. So my body knows as soon as it's 9 AM, I can get ready and be in that focused state of mind and be ready to revise. This was hard for me at the beginning, for the first couple of weeks, because you really have to get used to it and you really have to power through that first week. So try and get through that first week, first 2 weeks, whatever, how long it takes for you, but then it will get easy over time, you know? Now, tip number 6 is take breaks, but not in the study session sense. So obviously you should take breaks after your first 4-hour session. So I'll take a 2-hour break and that's really helpful. But I'm talking about if you are studying 8 hours a day for 5 days in a row, 6 days in a row, take Sunday off or take the weekend off. It will be so beneficial. If you are studying for 8 hours in a row for 5 days or 6 days straight, take the next day off, just relax, sleep if you want to. That will really help relax your mind and make it easier for you to do it again the next week or the next day. A bonus tip is have a dedicated study space. This is not one of my main tips, as I know it can be hard for people to find a dedicated study space. In an ideal world, you would have a separate room just for studying where you keep all your stuff in, but most of us don't live in an ideal world. So for me, I have a desk in my room right next to my bed, which is not that great. Looking at a bed kind of makes you want to go to sleep. What I recommend is just try and get a desk, because the amount of people I know who just work on their kitchen table or work on their bed or work on their sofa is just astronomical. There shouldn't be this many people working on places that really shouldn't be worked on. Try get a desk from IKEA or buy one used. You can get decent prices if you don't have a desk. I would recommend getting a standing desk. I don't have one, but I know some people who do and they say it's really beneficial. For me, usually every hour I just get up and stretch. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment any other ways that you remain focused when revising and help other people. With this channel, I want to try and upload every single weekend, so whether that be Saturday or Sunday. If you do want to find out when I am going to upload, which will hopefully be every Sunday, you can go follow my Instagram where I'll update you and I'm trying to be more active on. And my Twitter, which will be up here, link in the description. I hope you have a productive week and thank you for watching.